Hi everyone, Bobbie LaPorte here again with this week's Let's Get Growing tip, where I help you take charge of your plans and accelerate your initiatives as you head into the end of the year. And I can't believe it's November. It's crazy. So this week I produced a special edition of this weekly video log. I've been reflecting on the election and how it's created more division and polarization in our country about what's right versus what's wrong. And I'm not just talking about political parties here. We are definitely in a time when we're more likely to classify people into in or out groups. And we have more of an emotional and physiological reaction to people if they are in or out, depending on our own personal perspective. And this extreme divide is now impacting our ability to show empathy and to see what we have in common versus our differences. So what does this mean to you? And what can you as a leader do about this? Well, if you're familiar with my work, you know I rely heavily on science-based practices to help leaders navigate through challenging times like these. So I wanted to offer some tips to help you build a bridge over these divides and restore trust and tolerance in your organization. But first, a couple of points to consider. Since the pandemic began, we've all been in a heightened state of anxiety and personal threat. Our people are dealing with cognitive overload. They are taxed emotionally, and they have no personal resources left to deal with another emotional factor like this election. And the potential impact on your team? Well, the Gartner Group recently conducted a survey related to this, and here's what they found. That 36% of people are avoiding their coworkers because of politics, and 47% say the election is impacting their ability to get work done. So that's not good. So what can you do? Well, I believe your role as a leader is to be the binding energy that helps people navigate through the next few weeks. So here's my guidance for you. Here are 3 science-based actions you can take to support your team post-election. The first one, label the emotion. You can't make people's anxiety, fear, or anger go away, but just by asking them to share how they are feeling, what we call name it to tame it, you are activating the brain's braking system and allowing them to use the limited cognitive resources they have on other things. Second point, restate very clearly the values of your organization. And you've heard me talk about this before, but this very important action gives people purpose and meaning that they need so much in this time. And the third point, focus on the shared goals of your team. You've also heard me say this before, but be specific. Help your team see how they can build on their prior success and together achieve more. Because doing this creates certainty in an environment of unrelenting uncertainty. And it activates the part of our brain responsible for inspiration, creativity, and problem solving. So those are my Get Growing tips for this week. I know these are very difficult times for all leaders, and I hope this guidance was helpful. I'd love to hear from you about whether these suggestions were implemented and how they worked for your team. So that's it. I'll see you next Monday. And remember to see this time as an enabler, not a liability or a time to pause, waiting for certainty to return. All right, everyone, take care. Have a great week.